Coming up on this episode of the Indie Wave Podcast, we sit down with the current number 8 spot holder on the Glacer FM Top 50 for her hit, I Want You. The amazing Dossi will be here exclusively introducing her worldwide debut of her new single, Without You. That's coming up on this episode of the Indie Wave Podcast.
Are you shopping anywhere? Change the color of your hair.
With That Sailing Guy,
Stay tuned, couple messages coming right up.
also known as Christopher German. In partnership with Glacer FM, and broadcasting from the birthplace of grunge, Aberdeen, Washington.
Welcome to the Indie Wave Podcast. I'm your host, That Sailing Guy. Each week, we introduce an artist who has turned heads over at Glacer FM and given us an exclusive opportunity to interview with them about their adventures in indie music. Some of our artists are country, while others are rock and roll. Some write for kids, while others steam things up with a little R&B. But whatever their flavor of music is, we welcome them to a growing movement of recording artists who are building their following without the big-name record producers and sound studios, but are instead creating a wave in the creator economy that is taking over the world in all forms of media, from cord cutters who watch their Rokus for entertainment and music to film producers who pull down Oscars for indie films like Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. It's a movement, I tell you, and if you're listening to this show, you're part of it, because you're listening to an independently produced podcast that is in partnership with a web-based radio station that is all about indie artists a la Glacer FM, featuring recording artists who are streaming on Spotify, Pandora, Amazon, YouTube, and a host of other unaffiliated, non-commercial platforms where only the best new artists who are not spoon-fed to you by recording execs, but instead are found by those who are tech-savvy like you, who know where to find them. And this episode, we have a very, very special treat for you today, because not only do we have a very talented lady to talk to about her trip riding the indie wave, but also will be making new waves on the music scene with an exclusive debut of her newest song, Without You. The artist is Dossi, and she is a current number 8 holder on the Glacer FM Top 50 with her hit single, I Want You. And if this is the first time you're riding the indie wave, you will soon learn what all the buzz is about, because we're introducing each week an artist with their current hit on Glacer FM rotation, and then hear from the artists themselves in an exclusive interview we record with each and every artist that appears on this podcast. So, without any more of that jabber, let's get to it, shall we? Here she is, Dossi, with her hit I Want You, followed by a brief Q&A with the lady herself. And then stay tuned for the first ever play of a song that's going to send her to the moon and back. I just know it. Her newest single that she gave to us exclusively to debut with the world the very first time, Without You. Let's get this party started, shall we?
The speed is a banger.
It's 12 a.m. I'm staring at the ceiling, just thinking about what I'm gonna do, 'cause I'm missing you. And I'm feeling kinda lonely, trying to see if I should send you that WID text. 'Cause I need it. My body is begging and pleading for you to love me right, love me right. Just like an addict, I'm fiending. I want the real thing, no dreaming. About you tonight, tonight. 'Cause I want you, I want you, I want you. Yes, I want you, I want you. I'm hoping that you answer it, 'cause I'm having withdrawals. Your love is like my fix, babe. I need a hand. I wanna feel your kisses on me.
Hey folks, today we have a very, very special guest. A very, 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 very special guest today, folks. Dossi is with us today, and while you may not have heard of her yet, you're going to hear from her in the very near future because she is the Song of the Year winner at Glacer FM. If I had an applaud track right now, I would play that. Oh my God, she is the best song of 2022. That is amazing, and she is here today. She's also currently running number 7 on the Glacer FM Top 50 Hits, which has been going for the whole year, and she's still in the top 10. That is an amazing feat in and of itself. But the fact of the matter is that she's here with me today, and she's talking to little old that sailing guy. That is an amazing thing, too. So all these things have piled up. Without further ado, please let me introduce you to the lovely, the amazing, the very highly talented, and I dare say the going to be going absolutely solar someday. This is Dossi. Dossi, put your picture on the screen. Let me talk to you a little bit, okay?
Hey.
Sorry, a little too much energy for you. I apologize for that.
No, I love it. It's infectious, I tell you.
Outstanding. Hey, I've been digging into you all morning long, and I've been looking at your YouTube feed. I've been looking at your Spotify feed. I've been looking at your Facebook feed. I've been checking you out all over the place. Your ears must have been ringing. But you have got an absolute amazing sound to you. Did you know that?
Well, thank you. I'm trying to get my own sound.
Well,
I appreciate that.
And I dare say that I think you're a little reminiscent of, and I was listening to her earlier today because I want to do a little side-by-side comparison. You remind me a lot of Erykah Badu. Do you know that?
I've never heard that one, but
it's
a compliment for me.
It's an absolute compliment. I think she's an amazing artist, and I think you're an amazing artist as well. And I want to talk to you all about this amazing award that you got, Song of the Year for Glacer FM. And quite frankly, I mean, you're the last interview that I've done out of this first little patch of interviews that I've done, and I can't believe it's taken me this long to talk to you because you're the top winner. You're the big enchilada, so to speak.
Oh my God, it's mind blowing, like surreal. Like I wasn't expecting it.
Well, how did you get in touch with Glacer FM? How did you start with them? What's going on in your indie travels these days? What's happening with you? Talk to me.
So Glacer, I think they started following me on Instagram, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And my song that I won for, it was on some indie charts. I think it peaked at number 6 or something like that. The indie soul chart, radio, something like that. My song has been on a few charts, which is really absolutely crazy to me, because I wasn't making my music for that, but I'm glad it's getting attention. And so I've been working really hard on coming out with an album. My new single will be out actually here in a few weeks. So
outstanding.
I'm very, very excited about that. So we've just been working.
Well, the song we're talking about, that and I should have that on the tip of my tongue because I've just been listening to it all morning long. I Want You by Dossi. That's the top song. You only have 2 songs on your YouTube feed right now. You only have 2 songs on your Spotify feed right now, but you're going to be coming out with more clips. Songs. But quite frankly, I think what you need to do if you want to follow this artist is you need to defend her on Facebook because you have a ton of music on Facebook that you're doing. There's a ton of live shots that you've done there, and I'm stealing some of those for the show, by the way. I've already done that, and I've shared a couple of those clips already. So I hope you don't mind me doing that. But you've got such a it's a melodic gold. I mean, you have a very smooth sound to your voice. You have a very, very warm, a very comforting, a very soulful sound to your voice. And quite frankly, if I catch you in some of those live tracks there, your stage presence is just infectious. You're absolutely fun to play with online and watch your stuff. But the thing is that you've got such a wonderful way about you. And I think everybody really needs to take a listen to this if you haven't heard this. They've already heard "I Want You" because I lead these podcasts with your lead track. But you have a ton of music out there, and you got to get more stuff up on YouTube. I have to see more from you. Okay?
Yes. So here's the thing: I have 2 YouTubes. It's very strange.
Okay.
So when I release my music, I release it through DistroKid. So they have a YouTube for me, but I actually have my own personal YouTube channel as well. So
Okay.
you'll see a lot more on there
Okay.
than
Well, I'm going to have to seek out that other one and subscribe to that one as well. But
yeah.
tell me a little bit about your history. Where'd you come from? How'd you get your start?
So I've actually been singing my entire life. I started, as my mom would say, at the age of 2, but I started singing out. My dad had a quartet group. Both of my parents are ministers, so I grew up in the church. And my dad had a quartet group that I started singing lead in when I was 5 years old. And I went to a performing arts school. I went to the Great Cleveland School of the Arts here. That's really where I got my start. And then I started singing background professionally. So I've been a background singer for a very long time. I started singing professionally at 16 for my cousin. Her name is Kanya Daw. She's an amazing neo soul artist. And then from there, I sang with Duran Bernard. He's blowing up right now. And then I was with the OJs for 5 years. So I've been doing background music professionally for a long time. I've always knew I had it in me to come out to the front. When I was in high school, I used to write songs and perform them at a talent show, but then I fell in love with background singing. But then I'm just like, okay, let's see what happens. And then I started writing and teamed up with my wonderful husband. He's my producer, and we just started making music.
So you've really been doing this as a full, well, not a full-time effort, but as a concerted effort for the last couple of years, correct?
Yes.
Wow, that's amazing, because you're doing really well with it all of a sudden. I mean, quite frankly, out of the box, getting Song of the Year at Glacer FM. That's nothing to snub your nose at,
At all. Like I said, when I started making music, it was just because I love it. Because it's a lot of politics and things, in the music industry. And I'm just like, you know what? I love to make music. And if it reaches someone, I'm okay with that. If it doesn't, I'm still going to make music because I love to do it. But it's just like, oh my God, it's getting attention. And that wasn't what I was going for. But I'm happy about it.
Well, and I ask all of our recording artists this, and I'm really kind of interested to hear your perspective, because you seem, forgive me for putting it this way, but I think you seem very down to earth. You seem like a very well-heeled, very centered person. You seem like you got your head screwed on right, but you also have this amazing talent that you're balancing with that. So what would be your advice to somebody that wants to follow in your footsteps?
I would say just do it. So for a long time, I did struggle with seeking validation. I was never like the popular person. I'm from Cleveland, and so Cleveland has an amazing music scene here, but I was never like in the in crowd. And so I used to be sad because, people wouldn't ask me to sing or things like that. But I've gotten to the point where, because I love music so much, I'm just doing it. So I would tell you, don't care about what people say. If this is your passion and this is what you love to do it. Don't let any obstacles get in your way. That's what I would say. And it took me a long time to get there, really. So I'm in a great place now.
Well, and I'm glad to hear that, because I think it just comes through we've just met obviously on this podcast, but I think you're a beautiful person, and I love the soul that comes out of you. I love the energy that comes off of you. I think you're doing some amazing work, and I think we've got to make you go absolutely supernova. That's my goal. I'm going to try to do that for you.
Fingers crossed.
Well, you got a great energy about you, and Next up here, I'm gonna call a dealer's choice here. You decide what song should we play next for you? What do you want to get out there? What do you want to share with the world? What do you think I should play next to follow up on this interview?
So I have only 2 songs out right now, but literally my next single is called Without You. And so I'm gonna do something that I wouldn't do, but I'm gonna send it to you, and I'm gonna have you kind of have like a first look.
May I say that I'm premiering your new single? Can I say that?
Yeah, you can say that. That's fine. So we just got like our rough mix, and we'll have the final mix within a couple of days. So I'll send it to you. I'm very excited about it. The song is Without You, and I say it's like kind of like a petty song, but it's a good song.
Well, that being said, ladies and gentlemen, in a absolutely shall we say a new high water tide mark for this show, we are going to do the world premiere of, what's the name of the song, yeah?
It's called Without You.
Without You by Dossi. We're going to play that for you today. It is an exclusive, a track that we have gotten from those artists herself. We are going to premiere her song Without You. So stay tuned, watch this song because nobody else has seen it yet. You're the first. You only get that on the Indie Wave podcast. Love this show. Subscribe to this show and follow this woman everywhere because she's an amazing human being. Dossi, you're amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. This is amazing.
And here we go, folks. Without You by Dossi.
Blind for you, but you show me the truth. My life was stranded all because of you. Leaving you was my rescue. My life is better without her. My vibe is better without her. My world is better without you. Better without her. My future looks better without her. Everything is better without you. I'm just better. I've been a fool for a long time. Thought you were a friend for a long time. Anytime you needed me, I was there on the front line. I put your knees before mine. Over. Now give a closure. I'm just focusing on me, yeah. My life was stranded all because of you. Leaving you as my rescue. My life is better without her. My vibe is better without her. My world is better without you. Just better.
I will create a promotional video for your business that meets your needs and fits inside your budget so that you too can make your business ubiquitous. All you have to do is call 252-617-3792 or email me at info@thechartedlife.net. For the takeaway this week, I want to thank Dossi for allowing us to debut her newest single with us. You know, it's not like she gets new music all the time. I know she worked really hard to put this track together, and she had a team of helpers get this track ready for air. Indie artists don't just take a month off and go into the recording studio when they come out at the end get a gold record. Indie artists labor to get the right people to help them produce their music. They rely on their spouses, their parents, their friends, and if they're lucky, their fans, to put their music together, along with holding down full-time jobs, raising families, and doing all the other stuff we have to do as adults, all while pursuing their dreams of making music full-time. Most indie artists can't do it full-time, and that is why when they cut a new track like Dossi did, that might just launch them into the full-time record job that they're hoping for. It's incredibly special. And the fact that she allowed us to debut it for her shows just how committed she is to the indie movement and really what a generous and cool person she is. Our podcast is on fire for sure, but thanks to the hard work of my promotions team and each and every artist we have on here, we do our level best to get them as many views and as many downloads as we can each and every week. So that's why it is so important that you share this podcast with your friends and hit that subscribe button if you're just finding us for the first time. My fingers are crossed that Without You gets 1 million downloads for Dossi. And if you help her out by sharing this episode, follow her on Spotify and subscribe to her feeds on social media, you'll be helping her reach that goal. So, for this takeaway, I want to send a big hug and a huge thank you to our very good friend, Dossi. And I want to encourage you to do the same by showing her your love for her hard work. And that's the takeaway. Well, that's it for this episode. I kind of feel like a doctor who just helped deliver a baby. I didn't do the work, but I did bring it into the world. I do hope this baby's song goes big places and does amazing things for Dossi. Big thank you to Dossi for allowing us to play our part in its debut, and big thanks to Glacer FM for all they do to help her find her star. Remember, hit that subscribe button to get notified each and every time we have a new artist to talk to, and show your support by finding Dossi online and joining her growing fan base. We do this each and every Tuesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Glacer FM, wherever you find great podcasts, and of course here on YouTube. Keep your eyes peeled on Fridays for a sneak peek at what our next episode will look like each and every Friday. So for all of us at the Indie Wave, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week. Until then, I'm that sailing guy, wishing you do good, have fun, and sail far. Bye-bye. I'm wet!